click sign up from the journal. It's not perfect. We could do better by using embed trusted widgets inside other stuff, all sorts of crazy stuff like that. But I think that will get us started. There's no reason why we couldn't, get it working here. And then if people say, this 2-click thing is a pain, then
Then at least you can sit there and write a web page, which in some sense is a lesson plan,
right,
in a straightforward way. And that seems like, and package that up and make that an activity itself. And
Use
it
the
could be all set up.
Hippie save as bundle.
Save as bundle, something like that. And that seems like a big return on low investment kind of thing to do. One could do that immediately, essentially. It's the kind of weekend attack. Getting started with making it a lot easier for people to write a lesson. I watch, my wife is now a student teacher, and so she can't really wing lessons the way an experienced teacher does. So I watch her sweat nearly every evening writing and or preparing lessons. And something like that would help. Make it easy for people to take other people's lesson plans and run with them.
This is something like OLD Nepal has been researching into it. They want to do offline Moodle, which means like something like that, packaging lesson plans into something that you can download as an activity or anything.
Well, yeah, people are working on an offline version of Moodle, and it will probably get there in another year or two. That seems to be the impression I'm getting from when I watch Martin's what the proposal on the table is something that's probably a weekend class hack as opposed to a year or two kind of hack.
Yeah, Chris was gonna.
Thanks. During the GNOME Summit, I ported Havoc Pennington's JavaScript bindings for GNOME to the EXO, and then did a very bad job by not talking about it afterwards. But there's a project called GJs, which is spelled GJS, that lets you write JavaScript files that can import GTK and dbus and other things that they've written JavaScript bindings for. So it is possible, and I guess I've done it, to write first-class JavaScript activities. The missing part would be having a sugar binding, and at the moment there are tools for writing bindings that can be used from inside JavaScript involve making C bindings. So there's a problem that we're using Python for the sugar bindings, and that's not really supported by.
But if you've got a dbus binding, we've got some of that.
Yeah, maybe. So that's something.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a way we can move forward.
To invoke the journal to start something that's in the journal.
Yeah.
So I personally feel that the solution of revealing the journal as the roundabout way to launching another activity is not actually going to get us very far. I mean, yes, it works, but I don't think it's in any way a good user experience. And I know I personally have tried very hard, and we've all tried very hard to prevent the age-old problem of the dialogue that says, do you actually want to do this? Yes, no, click OK. And obviously the user is going to click OK. However, I'm not sure that the solution of always revealing the journal, which, first of all, doesn't really tell the person who attempted to launch something what to do next, right? There's no instruction that even says you might be launching this thing. You just wind up at this view which you've seen 100 times, and you don't know that the top entry in the journal is the thing you're supposed to click to move forward. And in any case, once you've learned that, you're just going to click the top thing in the journal to move forward because that's what you know how to do, right? So.
Yeah, but we're not trying to prevent the thing from being launched. What we're trying to do is prevent something other than the user. Trying to distinguish between an automated action and the user's explicit action.
Well, right, sure.
And I'll make it clear that I don't think that's the perfect way either. I just see that as a good way to get past our roadblock. Right now, we haven't done anything really questionably security matter because it's like security and then work stops, right? So I'd like to propose that this is a quick hack which will let you get past the security issues in a reasonable way. And once you've demonstrated that this is something useful that people are using, we can think hard about how to do this in a better way. You know, what's
I'd
the
like to enable the teachers to write a lesson plan.
So, no, I firmly agree with that. I guess I'm saying, as much as I hate dialogues, I think the user experience would actually be better if they clicked on a link and it said, "You're launching Browse," right?
Right.
And had the Browse icon, or yeah, sure. If you're in chat, right, you click a link. I'm thinking of this as an arbitrary.
So I'm in love with X
mechanism for
embed
launching
right
other
now.
activities from anywhere,
but
including via JavaScript.
The solution I would prefer is actually to embed a separate application which is trusted at that point in the link. And so when you click on it, the trusted application is getting your click, not the untrusted application which put the link on the screen. And that lets you distinguish between the user actually making a click and this application just saying that the user made a click.
Agreed.
So,
But in the context of let's hack this up in a weekend, I'm proposing that focusing the journal may not be the proper solution.
Right.
It's more orthogonal.
Right.
You can fix the journal thing without changing what's happened in writing a web page which has links that are invoking activities.
Yeah.
Right now, we don't have a solution for any activity to launch another activity because of our security restrictions. Is that a false statement?
Yes.
How is that false?
What you don't have is a mechanism for an activity to request to cross a security boundary. If it's not important to you to cross a security boundary, just call
But right now,
fork
those
and
boundaries
exec.
aren't defined. Until those boundaries are properly defined, it doesn't mean anything to say whether or not we're crossing it. Right?
Explain it.
Right now, there's an ugly hat in the chat. If I want to paste a hyperlink for you to launch Browse via, we get dumped into the journal, right? And we have to click the journal entry. I don't think that's a good user experience. I think that Browse should be launchable from chat, given some security restrictions, or
Like what?
jeez, I've argued this so many times.
Well, we haven't solved it yet.
I know.
Sorry, we have to revisit it.
Okay, so
I just don't
Well-
want to hold one problem hostage to the other problem.
Right, and like I said, all I was interested in providing a way for us to get past that, so that we could actually figure out what all the use cases are. This is another use case which is different from the chat use case. This is sort of
well,
links
let's
embedded
make
in
it
documents.
a generic problem, right?
Yeah.
It's
But launching activities, the subcat, I mean, if you want to dive into that, it's what about launching activities from within Pippi? What about developing
Yeah,
activities?
so my point, Evan, is say I'm in chat and say chat is, well, chat has network access, right? It's intended to be able to chat with lots of stuff. So I don't need to touch any more of the user's data. I don't need to touch any new devices. Why don't you just fork and exec Browse?
if that's a serious solution, then we better document how to do it and actually get some activities using that solution.
Import OS, os.fork,
Look, chat is
os.exec,
doing the
sugar
wrong
launch
thing
Browse.
because they were told to do it the way they're currently doing it.
Right.
That is our fault if there's a better way to do it.
So I will.
So let's tell them how to do it right.
So,
Yep.
as a separate, I will volunteer to write a simple widget library, which can be run as a service that you send a dbus call that says, I'd like to put a link on the screen in this window, and it will put a trusted link on that screen. And so you can let, I don't know, come up with a name for me, Michael. Rainbow Guardian. That sounds great. You can let Rainbow Guardian put the link on your screen, and Rainbow Guardian is trusted to
So
launch
this is still a
activities.
subset of the problem, though,
Right.
because, all right, so now maybe you've got a text link in a particular color on the screen, right? But it doesn't mean they can select a menu option, click on a button, click on this pretty little icon of the activity that they expect to be
but
launching.
that's all I'm asking is let's list all those cases. What are all those things which we do which are are questionable from a security standpoint, and can we make them safe? So the real issue with clicking links in web pages is because JavaScript in a web browser can do all sorts of things, including launching links, and we want the user to be able to click a link on a web page, but we don't want the JavaScript script to randomly open stuff.
The other, I think, important thing to state up front about this is that we're admitting that we can't, our ability to solve spoofing problems is extremely limited. That we just don't have any tools that we're aware of for approaching this. So that we can tell you what activity will be launched. We can't tell you anything